Suzuka, here we come. All right, Suzuka. We were able to get down to a 204.084. In a previous season, I had done a little bit better, but the track temp was about 50 Fahrenheit lower than it is. We'll quickly show you our lap here, and then we'll talk about how we did it. I know I forgot to talk about the setup. It's just the fixed setup, and normal brake bias for that fixed setup is what we're running. And yeah, we'll show you that stuff, and then we'll come back and talk. Here you go. So close. All right, Suzuka 204.084. How did we do it? Let's go. Just gonna come out of this last set of corners here on our previous lap and full throttle through most of this. Here we're okay. There's a white line that I kind of use as my reference point of where to brake. Right here, it's at the 100 marker. It's kind of both of those, kind of where I used to brake. And we're just going to kind of brake through most of this whole first hairpin here. Maybe there's a way to do it where you get back on the throttle here, but I don't know it. So yeah, we're just going to trail brake through the entire thing. And then as we start to come across this last apex here, we're going to start accelerating out. And then we're coming up to the part that I have the most trouble with. And yeah, we're just full throttle. And this next part here is kind of where we start doing the S's. And that's tough. So, we're just going to come through here. We're gonna just do a little trail brake to get turned for this corner. Then we're going to get back on the throttle. And it's just a lot of this for me is just kind of trying to feel where the grip is and use a little bit of brake if I need to turn the car in more, and try and keep as throttly as I can, keep the throttle going as much as I can. So we're just trail braking a little bit there, gonna accelerate out just a smidge. Once the wheel's straight, we can full throttle it, then lift back on the throttle. Lift and just a smidge of brakes to get more turn going, then back on the throttle. And then coming out this last corner here, it's you kind of you have to feel the grip, and you don't want to start accelerating until you can. You don't want to lift like halfway through, so just kind of hold off on the acceleration until you can really full throttle it, and then we've got enough grip now where we can hold the full throttle through the rest of the corner here. We could have gotten on that earlier, but then we would have had a lift like partway through the corner in my experience. All right, so we're gonna start braking a little bit past the 100 marker here, and there's a little banking here, not a ton. So yeah, just try and take this one in fourth, do a little bit of trail braking, come on out a little bit here, but not too much, otherwise we'll end up in the sand and have a bad day. And yeah, we can blip. Okay, so yeah, you get back on the throttle here, and then yeah, we're gonna have to brake pretty hard about halfway through this whole little curb section here, and then we're gonna brake pretty hard. This has some heavy banking, so you can really zip right through it. But yeah, we're braking, and then we're gonna throttle out in second gear, using a bit of this runoff area here, and just full throttle now until the next little set of curbing here is kind of the point I use to start trying to decelerate. And we're going to try and get down into first. But yeah, just not super heavy on the brakes, just kind of heavy on the brakes, like 20-30%. And then just we're going to, about halfway through the corner, start putting a little bit of throttle back in it. And then I goof up on this next section here. I have to do a little lift. Tires, I don't think we're quite up to temperature on this run. But I found that there's more grip on kind of on the outside here, so I kind of usually let the car drift a little bit, go out a little bit, but it was getting a little loose right here, so I had to lift a tiny bit. Probably would have gotten me into the 203s if I hadn't had to do that, but better to lift and not spin out than otherwise. But yeah, this is just full throttle the rest of the way. There's another little section here with cold tires or a bad angle, like right around here, might need another little lift. We didn't this time because we didn't have that stuff. But yeah, a little bit before, there's a little road here. I'm gonna start braking a little bit before that. Just give myself a little bit more reaction time. And then we're just going to trail brake through into this. This is one of the harder corners for me. Spoon is it's called. And we're back on the throttle. And back braking again. And I drop down to second to take this last apex of spoon. And we're going to go start accelerating. Just like mid throttle until we can get the wheel straightened out. And we're going to feed the throttle in as we get the wheel straightened out. And then this is full throttle for a while. Now, I have trouble here. So, I've tried a bunch of different things. I've tried just lifting at the 100. I've tried braking later. I lift and brake just a smidge, and then we're back in it, and that worked out okay this time. It's not my fastest way around there, but it worked, and it can be semi-repeatable, so I'm happy with it. Some of the times I've done where like I just lift and shift down to fifth to get the engine braking going, and then power out. It's just a lot dicier. End up like way over here, and 50-50 whether or not I'm going to shoot off the track or not. I haven't gotten that part down. But yeah, we're gonna brake now, kind of come back a little past the 150 mark. is where I start doing my braking. And we need to slow, we're going pretty quick, so we need to slow down quite a bit. And just pretty heavy on the brakes. We're going to try and get down to second for this first corner here. And we're going to drop it down to first, kind of in the middle of the corner. And we're just going to kind of accelerate it out a little bit, just a little bit on the throttle, then full throttle, second gear. And this is full throttle from here on out. You get yourself a 204.084. Okie dokie. So yeah, 204.084. Like I said, in a previous season I had gotten a 203 somewhere along the lines, but the track temp, like I said, it was like 115 or something like that when we were testing here, and those track temps were in the 70s, so that really makes a huge difference. And I'm pretty happy that I was able to get this close to that time with this much of a hotter track temp. I know the S's are going to be a real tough spot for me, and then the last little turn, the high speed turn, is always a little tough for me, figuring that part out. I think I might be able to squeeze a little bit more time out while we're racing, but who knows? We'll see. I think the fast guys will be in the 201s, so who knows how we'll end up stacking up throughout the week. But if you want to watch along live with us trying to do that, head on over to twitch.tv/thepiltdownman. Otherwise, if you like the track guides and me throwing up the occasional race, hit the subscribe button, thumbs up if you like the video, thumbs down if you didn't, and yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.